Welcome, one and all. It is time for Three Guys Before the Game. We're ready, and it's Mississippi Valley State on deck for the Mountaineers. We'll give you the preview on the alma mater of Jerry Rice. We'll also do a little Mountaineer football recruiting. We've got Hoppy's obvious observations, obviously.
Of course.
And in addition to that, textual healing. Another beanie from back in the bygone days of WU. People like those beanies.
Getting big.
Back in the day.
I always heard of it, but I never really thought, I don't know, kind of like a unicorn. I didn't know if it existed, but now people are showing us pictures.
Didn't you ever watch...
Yeah, Animal House. Flubber had to wear one, didn't he?
Yeah.
Had a propeller on the top of it. Let's do it.
No, it wasn't Flubber. It was...
Whoever. Let's move on before we stop. Three Guys brought to us by Gomart. Get yourself a Gomart rewards card. Go to gomart.com
You're
for
in good
details.
spirits today.
Download the app. Tell you some
Start more shows with propellers on top of hats.
By Lou Wendell Marine Sales in St. Albans. They sell family fun. Visit LouWendellMarineSales.com. Check out that new Honda McLaren racing motor. It'll get you.
Flounder.
That'll make, yeah. What did I say?
You said Flubber.
Same thing. Three Guys brought to us by Tudor's Biscuit World. They're ready to cater your next event. Start your day the homemade way with a Tudor's Biscuit. By Comax Business Systems, keeping West Virginia's business data safe, secure, and efficient for 25 years. And by Jan Dill's Attorneys at Law, they won't take no for an answer, simply won't take no for an answer. And Spreads on Stats coming up, brought to us by Conley CPA Group, providing value beyond numbers. All right, so
What year did Jerry West graduate?
59?
59, yeah.
Yeah. Has there ever been one player more closely linked to a school, and I mean only one player? I mean, when you say Mississippi Valley State, every person in the world says, you know, that's Jerry Rice. Jerry Rice's alma mater. He didn't give it to Michael James, their best player this year.
There is a second NFL great that went to Mississippi Valley
Good.
State.
Let's start saying that. Who is it?
Deacon Jones.
Oh.
Deacon Jones was good.
Geez, he graduated even longer ago than Jerry Rice.
Yeah, he was.
He's pretty good.
But Jerry Rice is like 60-some years old now.
Yeah, I know.
And he's still locked in.
Mm-hmm.
Who was the quarterback for him? They had the quarterback for Jerry Rice at Mississippi Valley State put up monster numbers as well.
I mean,
obviously, if Rice was, that means the quarterback was throwing to him.
Yeah.
Hoppy can get on that here.
Always a West Virginia connection. Who broke Jerry Rice's all-time career receptions record at Mississippi Valley State?
Chris George.
A West Virginian. Chris George.
At
Bridgeport.
Where'd he play?
At Glenville.
Of course he did, because everybody played at Glenville.
Our boy Jed Drenning, he rolled up a few passing yards. All he had to do was throw it to Chris. So, kind of interesting. Hoppy, this new headphone amp
it's nice.
Is crazy. Now, Brad wouldn't know because he's not wearing headphones. Hoppy, this is...
This is clear.
I must admit, last episode, I didn't even go back and watch it because I felt out of sorts the entire show because I couldn't. I didn't have headsets on, so I couldn't hear. It was just bad.
Lucky we got it on here. Willie Totten? Willie Totten?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Totten?
Yeah, that's
Totten.
right.
Totten, they called him Satellite.
Oh, Satellite Totten. Mm-hmm.
He threw for...
Crazy number. What was
He
it?
threw for 58 touchdowns.
Yeah. It's crazy.
Yeah. I thought...
Anyway, it's really the only school in the country. We've played a lot of schools in our time in doing this. And generally, there's multiple names that come up with schools. Mississippi Valley State is Jerry Rice every time.
Mm-hmm. I thought, and I'm not into a lot of mystic karma, blah, 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 blah stuff, but I thought last Saturday night, I just felt assured that West Virginia would win the game for various signals. One, we were wearing the Jerry West throwbacks, and this was the confirmation. At midcourt, there at Rocket Arena, right out of bounds at midcourt is this massive logo of Jerry West because it's the Cavaliers, and that's what the NBA teams, they have the logo of the league sitting right there. I thought, now here's Jerry. He's going to be at midcourt, and the team's wearing his uniform. There's a little mojo to that. It was close.
Yeah, it was
and
close.
while Gansey's the current caretaker of the franchise of the building we're in.
Correct. So,
well, you can go back to not believing in that stuff because it didn't come through.
I went back. I watched the second half again. I watched the second.
Don't start. Just move on because I don't even want to talk about it.
I did. I turned it on, watched the second half, said, okay, how in the heck did what happened here? In the most basic sense, stop making shots.
Missed shots. I gave you the stat.
Yeah, we stopped making shots. We had great looks, great shots, didn't make shots.
Well, you did better than I did because the second time I went back to watch it, I stopped, just turned it off.
Well, I didn't get to
turned it
over.
off.
I said I did not get to
finish.
overtime. I'll tell you that much. I said I'm not doing
Last
that.
night Brad and I watched Xavier, and Xavier made every shot against West Virginia. They went out last night, couldn't make a shot.
Got beat 40. Lined up just late and they got beat 40. It's why basketball, college basketball is such a wonderful sport, but also one of the most maddening. And I know that happens in others, but basketball, there's so much variance because of that 3-point shot that you can look like world beaters and you can look like absolute dog yuck.
Mm-hmm.
And Xavier was dog yuck last night.
They really were.
Of course, against us, they set a program record.
Yeah.
So
Frustrating. All right, we'll get into Mississippi Valley State. 3 Guys Before the Game is brought to us by our good friends at Gomart. We're recording on the 17th, we're recording the 18th, which means tomorrow's D-Day. 1 day left to go in for Marty's Merry Spin. You go in, you have your app, you focus that bad boy on the QR code, it brings up the Merry Spin, you spin inside the store, and you have an opportunity to win all kinds of stuff. Shopping spree, $500, $1,000 Gomart gift card, $500 charity donation, 5,000 bonus reward points, plus big candy helping out.
Yep.
Holiday season. You get yourself a 42-pound Snickers bar and an M&M. They have an M&M now that you got to bring out in a dolly. Just one M&M. You got to push it out of the store.
somebody win that Powerball, or is it still?
No.
Did not.
So you can
$1.5 billion.
You can get a Powerball ticket there. That would help the NIL situation.
I
Oh
was
my
in a.
gosh.
If I hit that, we're buying a lot of players, boys. If I hit that,
Just throw money at him.
Is that right, Texas Tech? Well, you don't go and be right. What are you bidding for your quarterback? We'll take him.
Yeah.
I would love to. Wouldn't that be great?
Is that what you like to? Is that what you would do?
Among other things. I mean, you win $1.5 billion. I think you can do more than
Like
one
Summerall,
thing.
you'd do more than $100K though, right?
Yeah, oh, yeah.
Summerall,
We'd line up.
just start throwing money out.
We'd line
I
up.
would figure out a way to make it repeatable. You know what I mean? I would have like a big chunk with
You'd
it just
invest
off
and
the
then,
principle. We're just going to take it every year and go, sup, here we go.
Oh, yeah, of course it's not a one-time deal. Got to have a good financial advisor. Of course, one in my household, so we'd handle that. Real quick on Gomart before you read the next one. Got to give a plug to them real quick. Went in the other day, had on your app,
Post office one?
Postal Plaza. So on your app, they'll pop you with rewards or certain free things every once in a while. So you got a free beverage, free fountain drink on
really?
there.
Fountain drink. I just find that to be a funny term, a fountain drink. That is
So I went in to
1948.
cash in my free fountain drink before it expires.
Yeah.
And, those can be hit or miss.
What now?
Well, they can be hit or miss because if you're not paying attention to them, the tanks get a little bit low and it comes out and it's not as good. It's not as crispy. Like there's an art to that.
You're talking syrup now?
Yeah. There's an art. You got to change those tanks out and they got to be
Well,
ready,
sure.
fresh and
They'll
ready to
do
go.
that at Gomart.
And for some reason, this is anecdotal. Is that how you always just said?
Anecdotal,
This is
yes.
anecdotal. It feels like it happens to the diet beverages more than the regular.
Where are you? What have you been doing? I mean, you've been
what
in
were
there
you-
It's
like
over a lifetime of experience there, Hoppy.
So what'd you make?
So I went in to get a diet, and it's excellent. Every time at that Gomart, when I do it, it is excellent out of the fountain.
You call it crisp.
It's crisp. It's got crispy. It's got a little bite to it.
Let me ask you this: Do you hit that thing and fill it up and take a drink, then fill it up again?
Well, might give it a quick
Busted.
sip.
Answer
Well,
yes.
because
Checking it.
yeah, there's got to be a quality control element. I
Oh,
trust
okay.
them. They're doing a great job at Postal Plaza, so I probably don't need to double check them. But normally I'm double checking that because if that thing's not good, then buddy, we're dumping that thing out and we're starting over. So you got to give it a taste. But you also know it's really if the fizz is pretty good and you got to hit it, and then when you pull it away, then it drops down. It's only at the halfway mark.
Right.
You got to put it back under. And that's usually a good sign. But anyway, shout out to the Postal Plaza folks. Great customer service when I walk in. When I don't know where something is, they direct you immediately, and their fountain drinks are very good.
Very crisp. 3 Guys also brought to us by Tutors. Tutors is hosting families across the state and beyond. That's right. Right now, you can get an event catered by Tutors. Holiday season, right? People coming over, hey, we're going to stop by, do this, do that. Well, They can cater your next event. All you got to do is call ahead and pick it up. It's Tudor's Biscuit World. So much more than biscuits. In fact, our football crew there a couple of weeks ago in Charleston when they were doing the games, they had catering from Tudor's, and it was delicioso.
That's a good sight as well. You walk in, there's just a big box filled with Tudor's biscuits.
Yeah, it makes you feel good,
Yeah,
and warm,
like,
and
oh,
ready to
that's
go.
a good
It's
start.
a
That's a
big
good start,
box,
yeah.
and it's just open, Hoppy, and there's just
Nice.
lines of biscuits.
Plus, again, good reason to get out of the house, away from all the relatives during the
Right.
holidays.
Keep your way. Here, let's do this.
He's got thoughts that sound brand new.
That's right. Hoppy's
But they're things
obvious
we already
observations
knew.
now.
He's got his lip balm ready.
Here he is.
Knows. Let's make it quick before his bladder blows.
Woohoo!
It's Hoppy's obvious observations.
Since he has a naval uniform on, let me just digress since we're going nowhere whatsoever.
Yeah.
New way these pirates are trying to get onto these cargo ships. Saw it on YouTube. So what they're doing now,
Somali pirates.
Yeah.
so what they're doing now is they're coming up like alongside, and they have a bunch of fruit. Like they have a bunch of fruit on their on the boat. They're showing like, "Hey man, we got oranges, we got limes, we got pineapples. You guys, what do you need?" And then they come in. So my boy said, not falling for the fruit joke. Took a hatchet out. Yeah, took a hatchet out. Fellas started to try to climb up on the side.
He started swinging?
with an axe. Wasn't even a mat. It wasn't. It was a full axe. They took off. Brought their fruit somewhere else. So watch out if you're out in the open seas and you see a boat pull up with a lot of fresh citrus fruit. Don't buy it. They're pirates. Hoppy, go ahead.
That's really unfair to those who actually want to sell fruit.
Sorry. Yeah.
Obvious observations, Mississippi Valley State. Candidly, I could not get very interested in the basketball team. All due respect, I think they've won one game. Two
Yeah,
games.
struggling a
1
little
and
bit.
10.
Struggling a
Yeah.
little bit. Yeah.
So I'll leave that to you guys. But I got interested in the school located in LaFleur County, Mississippi, heart of the Mississippi Delta. It's a historic black college in a region that was ground zero for the segregated South. And this to me was fascinating. One of the reasons it was created in the mid-1950s was because of the 1954 Brown versus Board of Education decision, which outlawed segregation, the whole separate but equal thing in the South. So white leaders, now you think like historic black college, white leaders created the college so that to encourage black students to go to the black college and not go to the white college. See what I'm saying? It wasn't like, oh, we want to help black folks. It was, we want to send the black folks to the black schools. So they were looking for a way around Brown versus Board of Education to still have blacks segregated from whites. And ironically, the featured speaker when they dedicated the college was Governor Fielding Wright, who was a noted segregationist. He was the featured speaker. So it's this tragic but fascinating history. And of course, then it evolved to a historic and significant black college, now a university. But it had this weird beginning, which was part of the segregated South. So I thought that was interesting.
Hoppy bringing some truth nuggets in here.
We not only brought truth, that was good research, and it was also not obvious observations. That
That
was
is
not
an
an
obvious-
obvious observation.
Not obvious.
Listen, you're getting off your task. You were supposed to state things that are obvious.
Like that
not
was
obvious.
really good, deep research. There.
So you
Thank
went sideways ever since Robert Morris, when you had all that land in West Virginia. That's when you really went off the
Yeah,
path.
I did.
Yeah.
Well, I like history, and I always think I like stories, and I always think there's a story.
There is.
right? And you just look around and see if you can find the story. Speaking of stories, so I promised you a little history. This month is the 134th anniversary of the first recorded basketball game.
Wow.
December 21 of 1891 at a gym in Springfield, Massachusetts was the first recorded basketball game put on by Dr. James Naismith.
And the first audio said, "These frickin' refs suck." That's the first line that they have.
Dr. Naismith created the game. Well, there were other people kind of fooling around with the game, but he's credited with
Sure.
the official start of the game. The purpose was to create an indoor sport for unruly students.
Well, that seems to still be in play.
So I went back, and he came up with the first 13 rules. This is legit now. The first 13 rules, which were published in January, but it came up with them for the first game in December of 1891. I'm not going to read them all, but here's a couple. The ball may be thrown in any direction. with one or both hands. All
Yeah,
right, that's
still in play.
Still true today. A player cannot run with the ball.
Yeah.
Certain leagues.
NBA sometimes you can.
And at the time, I don't think there was any dribbling at the time. I think you just had to pass. I don't think there was dribbling that came later. But a player cannot run with the ball.
He just said dribbling came later.
This is a quote from the rule. No shouldering, holding, pushing, tripping, or striking of an opponent is allowed.
Untrue in today's game.
If either side makes 3 consecutive fouls, the other team gets a goal.
Wow.
How about that? That's interesting.
Kind of a weird rule, huh?
That's interesting as heck.
How about this? A goal is made when the ball is thrown or batted into the basket and it stays there.
In the basket.
In the old peach basket.
The old peach
He
basket.
pops in and out. No go.
No go. The umpire, quote, shall be the judge of men and shall note the fouls.
I like that.
Judge of men.
You also went to old-time announcer voice there,
Yes.
which was good.
Judge of men. And he's judged the young man as a misbehaved. 2 15-minute halves. Close.
Okay. Not too far.
The side making the most goals in that time, the 15-minute halves, shall be declared the winner. In case of a draw, the game may be, by agreement of the captains, be continued until another goal is scored.
See, that's back in the day when captains had some juice. They don't do anything now. Now
It's
they just
ceremonial
they
now.
just go out there in the middle of the court before the game starts, do nothing the rest of the game. And back then, they could make a call. Now we're playing on.
Playing on. The first game had 9 players on a side.
Really? I never knew that.
Final score was 1-0.
Yeah, it took a bit to get it in there, huh?
And this is interesting
Defensive
too.
efficiency there.
Naismith was a deeply religious guy. He wanted a sport that could be played indoors in the winter to build religious character. And he was more concerned about character building than winning.
Well, isn't there something to do with the YMCA? Like,
Yeah, it was the first game was at a YMCA gym.
Yeah,
So
Young
YMCA.
Men's Christian Association. Yeah.
A couple of quotes, and I'll wrap it up. He said,
I'm enjoying this.
basketball is personal combat without personal contact. Okay? And this quote, you'll love this. No prettier sight can be found in athletic achievement than in a game where the ball, without any perceived plan, passes from man to man in a series of brilliant movements and lands in the goal.
That's still true today.
Is that true?
Right? How often do we talk about, that's great ball movement, look at the extra pass right
Hardly
there.
see
That
it.
is when it's at
Is
its
it?
most beautiful is when that's happening. Ball's moving and it ends in a shot.
Yes.
So you looked at those rules.
That's good.
And there are some obviously others that don't apply today, but others, guys, carried through for 130 years.
Mm-hmm.
Some of those fundamentals remain true today.
And those rules housed in a Big 12 city, correct?
Yeah, Lawrence, Kansas.
University of Kansas has them.
Mm-hmm.
And they follow all of them.
They paid a lot of money for those rules. Yeah, they paid
That's
a lot.
like in all seriousness, a special climate controlled area in the whole thing. Yeah.
So if you go
Where
back,
he has those jotted down.
I got to go there. I got to see that.
you need to come. Listen, we're not going there this year, but in the
Next year.
future, you got to go. So Naismith creating basketball served as a catalyst for the creation of the game of volleyball.
Oh, really? No, I didn't know
William G. Morgan
that. Okay.
created the game of volleyball. And if you want, I'm going to give you a little assignment here. Next time, for Jen Green, you can look into that. The only reason I know that is because William Morgan.
You went to like grade school with him.
No, I didn't know this is the 1800s, but he was born in my hometown.
Lockport.
Yeah.
Really?
And then he eventually got to Springfield, and this was an offshoot. Basketball
Interesting.
begot volleyball.
But it's fascinating to think this was an idea somebody had, and that was their intent, Brad, and it started obviously very humbly, as things often do, and look what it is today.
Good one.
Thank
Those
you.
were not obvious, but very good.
Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, I'd have to say one of your best performances to this point.
Well, thank you very much.
Let's give him a song.
Well, that was something we already knew.
That's not true. We didn't know that stuff.
Obvious thoughts from Hoppy's point of view.
We might have to change the whole segment if you're going to go do this stuff that's not obvious.
Well,
Brought to us
because
by Blistex.
I didn't want to look at Mississippi Valley basketball. I didn't. I couldn't get.
Smooth talk, that's the plan.
I understand.
Oh, I still have. I mean, obvious going forward. It's just if I don't have something obvious, I got to do some work.
We could call it like Hoppy Stuff. You can go any way you want to go with
Stuff.
it. Stuff. And we should just call it and stuff. right? We just call it and stuff. We can just do that, right? So listen, if you want to rename it on days that it's not obvious, you just say, hey, I'm going and stuff today, and we'll just go and stuff.
And stuff.
So
But I'll leave it to you guys for Mississippi Valley State.
And that might let our singer or the guy that made our song. Now, Gary Merton's going to have to create a new song when we change it and just go Hoppy and stuff. We can do that. Sound good?
Sure.
Like a plan?
Sure.
All right. I'm delighted and really interested to see how Brad is going to spread the numerical data on Mississippi Valley State. Was it a challenge for you?
I've got too much.
You got too much?
There's way too much here.
Of course he does.
Seriously?
There's too much. Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, we'll go through it, but-
Three guys before the game spreads on stats. We break down the heavy analytics. Brought to us by the good folks at the Conley CPA Group. They provide so much more than value beyond numbers. That's what they do. They're your business partner, walking hand in hand with you, going, psst, no, you don't do that. Do this that way. Hey, by the way, psst, there's a new set of laws out there that if you do this and that, you can save this. And you go like, thank you, folks at Conley CPA. They can also come in and remote do your accounting, also provide CFO services. Check them out. Good folks. Business 40-plus years here in the state of West Virginia and beyond. Conley CPA. All right, so how in the heck are you going to give me a lot of good stuff on a 1
Well, I don't know if it's good stuff. I just have a lot of stuff.
Okay.
I have a lot of and stuff.
All right.
Okay.
There's a lot of numbers. Listen, Hoppy said, I mean, they're 1-10. They're 0-8 away from home. This is a team that's really struggling. So these are not pretty numbers. These are, unless you're West Virginia, it should work out well for you. But side note, I do like their mascot, their nickname. The Delta Devils is a good one.
Really
I think.
nice.
That is, yeah.
Yep.
It's easy to say. I like the alliteration with it.
2 Ds.
It's unique.
Yes.
2 Ds is good. Delta
Devils.
Devils.
All right, here we go. Settle in. 364th in defensive efficiency.
Oh,
How many teams are there?
There's 367.
Oh, jeez.
50% of their opponent's shots come in the first 10 seconds of the shot clock. That's in the 1 first percentile nationally, with 0 being the worst.
Say that again.
This stunned me. 50% of their opponent's shots come in the first 10 seconds of the shot clock. So that means they're not slowing really anybody down, which leads to 364th in defensive efficiency.
So question,
that's a massive number.
So question, I mean, West Virginia likes to use the clock.
They do.
So do they continue to use the clock or take advantage of?
If the shot's there, you take the shot, Hop. So if you can get down the floor and run a little bit and get some shots, now you want to work on some things. But that's a staggering number. They don't create live ball turnovers very often, which mark of a defense that's struggling, in just the 50th percentile. And then they rarely convert. When they do get them, they're only in the 3rd percentile nationally on points per chance off live ball turnovers. So this is just a team defensively that hasn't been causing a lot of issues for the teams that it plays. Now flip to the other side. They turn it over nearly 20 times per game.
That's a ton.
They're going against West Virginia, who's in the 87th percentile nationally in points off turnovers. So as we talk at each game, that continues to be an area where West Virginia's thriving, creating those live ball turnovers, getting down the floor. West Virginia's even better in these last 5 games off a live ball turnover. 98th percentile in points per possession off those specific types. Here's what's interesting, and I'm going to watch this moving forward for West Virginia as you start to now, Hoppy, get into Big 12 play, which we know brings not only great teams, but really good defenses, and starts to make functioning in the half court really difficult. So West Virginia right now is shooting 46% from 3 off live ball turnovers. That's a huge percent. That's a really good percentage. Off a live ball turnover, you get the other way, and you're 46, nearly 50% from 3. That's in the 86th percentile nationally. You're getting about 3 of those a game, so it's not a huge number, but you're shooting it really well. I just wonder if you have to continue to push that a little bit, and it makes sense, right? You get some space, and we talk about how Honor's not getting a lot of open looks or not getting a lot of space to operate and getting pushed and held and grabbed. Well, that's one way to avoid that. If you can get those turnovers and get out into open field, why are you cringing over there?
I'm just thinking what Honor could do if he
gets open looks.
If he's hot on game day here, that could be a bunch of them.
Could be
a bunch of them. Just saying.
Mississippi Valley State offensively is also kind of interesting. their most effective part of their offensive game has been in transition, but yet 27% of their shots come in the final 10 seconds of the shot clock.
Oh.
So it's kind of one of those, if they don't get the shot off early, it's been bogging down and coming late, and I'm not sure that's necessarily where they want to be design-wise. 2/3 of their catch-and-shoot jumpers are guarded.
Okay.
So most of their jump shots are guarded. So again, you wonder why they're struggling at different things. It's actually not bad considering how much they struggle in other areas offensively. They're 33% from three on those guarded catch and shoots, so they make difficult shots. They take a lot of them. Guy you're going to watch is a player by the name of Michael James. He's their best offensive player. 38% from three, really good in transition, and elite coming out of timeouts, Hoppy.
Okay.
He's one of the best in the country in the points per possession out of a timeout.
Really?
So if the Delta Devils have the ball coming out of a timeout, find Michael James. He's likely to get the ball. He's shooting nearly 70% from two and 43% from three out of those timeouts.
So they're drawing up plays for him.
Yeah, he's the best player, so that makes some sense, right? He's excellent on the catch and shoots. 49% from three on guarded catch and shoots. You talk about a dude that's got his hand up saying, can someone get me an open look? He's banging down nearly half his threes on guarded shots. He's 73% of those shots that he gets on the catch and shoots are guarded. So watch Michael James. He'll most likely be matched up against Jasper Floyd, which will probably make it a tough day, but he's been a very good player for them. A couple notes on West Virginia. Listen to Honor's three-point shooting so far. You ready?
Yeah.
Went around the different spots for him. He's shooting 47% from three from the left corner.
Left corner.
He's shooting 44% from the left wing. He's shooting 45% from the right wing. He's shooting 41% from the right corner. So of the 5 spots, how many spots is that? 2, 4, 5. Of the 5 total spots, he's shooting 44%, 41% or better from all of those. The one where he's not, this kind of surprises
Top?
me. Yeah. He's only 30% from the top of the key three.
Super weird.
Yeah. You would have thought that'd be a little bit higher up, but he is just blistering the nets from all over. Couple other notes on other players. Brennan Lorient, top 3% of players in college basketball in block shots percentage. So not necessarily a surprise. Thought he was really good defensively, elite athleticism, and he's been blocking shots so far. The best offensive rating for West Virginia, this may surprise you. It's Honor Huff if you take the full season in its totality, so that's not the surprise. The surprise to you may be it's actually Jackson Fields with the best offensive numbers. Now, it's a smaller sample size, but I continue to think 2 things with him. He continues to impress me when he's in there, able to do a bunch of different things. A little bit of a Swiss Army knife offensively, and then defensively just gives you another body. He's been playing 5 for Harlan. He can block some shots. He can get some rebounds, can move really well laterally, and he's a guy that's just going to continue to get better. It also is just disappointing when you see how well he's playing early that you didn't have him not only for the early games, but those 3 months of practice that he missed, because I do think that put this group behind a little bit where it could be. So Jackson Fields giving you some valuable minutes since he's returned. Couple numbers on Jasper Floyd. He's 23rd nationally in steal percentage, which puts him in the top 1% of all players that are graded. So he's literally 23. Of 2,308 players that are graded, He is 23rd, top 1% of all players in steal percentage, and he's top 8th nationally in assist rate. So Jasper at the point's probably one of those guys. We underrate him because he's not going to be flashy. He's going to be steady. He won't have a ton of games like he did earlier in the year when he had 25 to start the season. He just plays, he does a lot of different things for you, and it's why he's a guy Ross Hodge said trust as much as any player that he's had. You saw the job he did defensively on Bruce Thornton for the bulk of that game against Ohio State, and then his steal and assist numbers are really good.
Yeah.
Good numbers.
That's all good stuff. Yeah, good
So
day.
there you go. That's probably enough for you.
That's good stuff.
I mean, I could go more, but this should be a game West Virginia gets back on track, play well, get some confidence up. These are always tough games as you're getting ready to head into the Christmas break, right? You generally get guys that are thinking about other stuff here, but hopefully West Virginia comes out, handles their business, they get away for a couple days, then come back, and away we go.
Oh, Iowa State.
Cincinnati, Kansas, Houston, Colorado, Arizona State, Arizona, Kansas State, Baylor, Cincinnati, Texas Tech.
You know, that road trip, that Arizona road trip, ouch. That's hard.
Yeah.
Mike.
Sorry. There's really no moment where you look at that and go, all right, here we go. I do think it's like we said the other day. You take your swings against the Iowa States and the Houstons of the world, and then there's that big group of middle in this Big 12 that is really good. The bottom of the middle are going to be really good basketball teams. And where do you fit in there? How many games do you go in and win against Cincinnati and Kansas State and Colorado
Utah.
and Arizona State and Utah? All of those teams that are bunched up. Even throw Baylor in there, who has some extreme talent, but they're trying to figure out what they are. A team that's won a natty before in this league, but they're bunched in that big group of middle teams in there.
The Ken Palm computer has West Virginia beating Mississippi Valley State 84-50.
Mm-hmm.
It gives West Virginia a 99.9% chance of winning the contest. So, good opportunity. I think Niall Howitt might be getting fired up, don't you?
Should be.
He should be
He should
fired.
get some clock. Got to take care of your business so he can get in.
Take care of business. Get Niall out there. Let him get some tick in there before the Christmas break.
Hey, go out, and I know what you said, Brad, but also you're coming off this tough loss. You've had a lot of practice. Go out, execute what you've practiced, have a good game, feel good about going into the holiday.
Exactly right. Go home, get rested, come on back, go ball. Football-wise, did you say you had something?
Well, I just thought this was one of those times. I don't know that we dive into this so deeply, but I thought it was appropriate for today. Kercheval and I are doing those bowl game radios on bowl season radio.
Heard you last night. You guys sound like a fine-tuned symphony orchestra.
Thank you.
We've worked together before.
Appreciate that. So we're doing the game last night. We're in there, and there were 4 TVs going. We had a couple games on there. Well, one of the games that caught my eye was the National Junior College D1 World's Championship.
Mm-hmm.
They played that last night?
They did play that last
Frisco,
night.
where do they play that thing? Where do they play it?
In Texas, but not in Frisco. But very good that it was in Texas. Looked a little chilly there in Texas.
Yeah, it did.
But what caught my eye, it's Iowa Western was one of the teams.
Frickin' Iowa. Everything's got to do something with Iowa.
And the Hutchinson Junior College Mountaineers were playing. And so I saw it was Hutchinson, and I thought, we were just down there with that thing at Rich. I felt like we talked about Hutchinson a lot.
We did several.
So I went back and
several
I don't
young
know
athletes.
that you know this. I don't know that you knew this. Had their whole defense. Just took their whole defense. Just went over to their coach, said, we'll take all of them. Just bring Hoppy, right?
Yeah,
Just bring
yeah.
we'll take every guy on defense for Hutchinson. Just bring them on over. So I was watching that last night. I said to Hop, I said, hey, check this out here. There's 4 guys starting on defense for Hutchinson that West Virginia's going to get. And I'm going to tell you something. I should have maybe taken more than the 4. Might have really taken all of them. I'll say this. I have not watched a junior college game as much as I did last night for a while. That was good football.
Yes.
You might have been able to pick that up, and all due respect to the teams, put it in the Cure Bowl, and it might have been those dudes were playing. I know you had a natty on the line.
They were hitting.
They were playing both sides of that. Now Hutch
got the
didn't
result?
win.
They didn't win.
Iowa
Didn't
won.
win.
Iowa Western.
But we're watching a game and Brad's going, that guy's coming, that guy's coming, that guy's coming, that guy's
My
coming.
guy 44 KJ Hansen. I'm pointing him out to. I said, watch this guy as he busts through 2 offensive linemen and just is hawking the quarterback. And they did. He and 21 Darius Wiley was a dude that you look out and went, he a big guy. Rayshawn Reynolds, number 1, was a corner safety in that. Long.
They were
right?
striking people.
Like what they were talking about. And what did Rich say to us? That it really stood out to me. Zach and Rich both talked about this. Defensively, the first thing they're looking for outside of size is when they hit, they're not slowing down. They speed up through the hit. 44 KJ Henson had one of those on the quarterback where it was like, oh.
Accelerate through the hit.
He accelerated through the hit, yeah. So I just thought it was interesting. I don't know if there's any
What was that
earth-shattering
on?
information there.
What network was that?
You.
It was on ESPN.
Yeah. It was entertaining
It was
football.
entertaining, yes.
I would have
Both
watched.
ways.
I would have watched that.
Those
I
guys
didn't
were
know.
playing. Anyway, 4 starters on the Hutch defense are all committed to signed at West
So
Virginia.
they changed the nickname of the school to Hutchinson
Yeah,
Mountaineers.
I don't know that many know that. But the Hutchinson Mountaineers last night gave it a good run. Congratulations to Iowa Western on their win, but West Virginia has some guys coming in. And we've said this before, now this is in all seriousness. The JUCO ranks are probably an underrated part of college football now, right? Because so much attention on the transfer portal. Can you go into the junior college ranks, kind of zig while people are zagging? Okay, everybody's in the portal, And Rich and the staff have kind of gone back into the JUCO ranks and pulled some guys that hopefully, and those are guys, Hop, those aren't development guys. Those are guys that you need to step in right away. Like, we need to be calling KJ Henson's name next year as making some plays. Darius
absolutely.
Wiley off the edge has to be a guy that you call his name a bunch during the games.
They're not bringing JCs in to sit down. They're bringing them in there to play now.
Like Rayshawn Reynolds, Damon Allen. You got dudes, you got to get in here and be ready to guard right away.
Oh, yeah. The freshmen. The freshmen are the ones that they'll take a red shirt on. Not that they're going to, but those are the guys. If anybody, it'll be those guys. They got to get productivity out of the portal kids and out of the JC kids.
Yeah. So I'm anxious to watch. That was fun to watch the JUCO version of the Mountaineers last night.
Three Guys Before the Game is brought to us by the fine folks at Comax Business Systems, and among the many items that they offer to folks, business phone systems. If yours is getting old, or you know it's old and it's time, well, before the end of the year, give the folks at Comax a call. These new systems are unbelievable with all the different things that you can do. You might even want to ask them. They might even like vibrate, like you have the receiver up to your head, maybe get a little vibration, just kind of give you a little bit of a massage around the temple or something like that. They got all kinds of stuff, so check them out. It's business phone systems available at Comax Business Systems at comaxwv.com. And Three Guys also brought to us by Lou Wendell Marine Sales, largest pontoon boat dealer in the state of West Virginia and the only Honda Marine premium dealership. I just like that. You can just put a bunch of different words in front of that, but when you go Honda Marine premium dealership, they've got it all.
Only one in the state?
Only one in the state of West Virginia. They've got the Honda McLaren racing motor, 300-plus horsepower, that'll zip you from wherever you want to be. And with the World Cup coming up, a lot of people, I'm understanding, going to Lou Wendell, buying these Avalon pontoon boats that are made in the United States. They're just going to a lot of them just teams coming in on boats. Teams coming in on boats to the U.S. So they'll be sailing across. Any pontoon that you see is from Lou Wendell Marine Sales.com, located in St. Albans.
If you get that big Honda engine on that pontoon,
right,
and you're out on the river, the lake, and somebody with another boat, a non-pontoon, comes up beside you,
I
and
get
acts
embarrassed.
and you just crank it, and you leave that guy.
You know what that's called? Engine envy.
You would have fun on. You could take Chuck's tube that he's got in the garage, put that on the back of one of those engines. I bet you'd be flying on the tube. Hey, real quick, I give a quick thank you shout out to all the folks. I'm having my game day grind here, early recording this morning. So I'm having my game day grind this morning. Thanks to all the folks. We've sold out apparently this morning. It's early. Sold out already over at Mountaineer Roasting.
There's no more game day grind.
No more bags, so we'll have to get Rusty on there. He'll make some more if you want to go over and get it. But game day grind. Available at episode800.com as well, but sold out already this morning. Busy morning over there.
I did finish the dribbling part. Dribbling wasn't initially allowed.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Okay. So I think this is funny. So the way people got around it was you could pass, but guys started bouncing it once to themselves as a way to get around. Like, well, that's not a dribble. I'm passing it to myself.
The floor passed it to you.
Yeah. And they said, wait, we got to change it. So then in 1901, they permitted you to bounce it once, and continuous dribbling became legal in 1909 and became a core part of the game.
I wonder if that's where Hargett got that idea when he threw it off the backboard that time to himself.
He bounced off the floor. Holman Harley bounced it off the floor.
Was off the floor?
Harman Harley did it off the floor in an NCAA tournament game.
It was the most incredible things I ever saw.
Against Old Dominion. Wait a second. Let's put this into context. This was an NCAA tournament basketball game. And it may have been in the first half. And he took off on a breakaway and bounced it down the middle of the lane to go up and catch it and dunk it.
As you do in an NCAA tournament game.
It did it successfully.
No, didn't get it.
Oh, it didn't go? It
no,
didn't work?
Go down. And
I thought it went down.
No, and Old Dominion got pissed, and they went on a run. Tom Young was the coach at Old Dominion, the former Rutgers coach.
Yeah.
The Old Dominion, it caught their fire, and they boat raced us.
Was Coach Catlin not happy about that play?
Not happy.
Oh, I thought he made it.
I think that's the same kind of a deal. Like, that infuriated Old Dominion, and they went on a roll. Similar to the 93 Sugar Bowl when Steve Perkins tried to rip the helmet off of or a late hit on the quarterback against Florida after we had scored the first touchdown.
Oh, yeah.
And Florida went, oh, is that right? and they ran us off the field.
Gave you an Old Dominion reference there.
Nice Old
We
Dominion.
just did their game last night. Quinn Hennicle had a nice game. He
Quinn
was
Hennicle?
in, of course, for Colton Joseph, 1,000-yard rusher, who is a quarterback that is in the portal, Tony. I don't know if you knew that. Colton Joseph, Old Dominion, in the portal.
Familiar that
Will be in the portal.
Now, listen,
Not
familiar
officially
with
open.
guys,
He'll be in the portal.
you guys
I understand. I've
have
heard
been mentioning his name so much, and then when I ask you, like, oh, do you know something about
No,
him?
I don't know anything. I'm just saying, doing my research for the game, Colton Joseph's a heck of a quarterback, had a 1,000-yard rushing season, 34 touchdowns. I noted that, and he sat the game out last night, didn't play in the Cure Bowl.
Did not play.
Because he's going to be entering the portal.
he's one of the young men that will be putting his name into the portal.
A lot of young men putting their name in the portal.
Do you think he'd
quarterback-wise.
fit nicely here?
Well, I think Brad just gave you some statistical data that would seem
Runs it
to
pretty well.
comply with Coach Rodriguez's style of play.
Yeah, I'm not saying I'm not saying anything there. I just think that's a really good quarterback,
Oh,
and
you're
that's
saying.
a guy that's going in the portal.
You've mentioned it to me 16 times.
Because I did a lot of research on Old Dominion. We did a game with him. I had to have a lot of research on that.
Well, the guy's not playing. Why did you research him when he's not playing?
Byron Brown from USF's going in the portal too. He was very good, 12th player in history to throw for 3,000, run for 1,000. That young man's going in the portal as well.
The off season doesn't even exist anymore.
There is no off season.
So we did this batch of recruiting recently, and now we're just like in this teeny little holding period, and then the door opens January 2nd for the portal to open, and then it's going to start
it's
a
just
whole
gonna start again.
furor, and then you know what's going to happen?
What?
Like January will be done, and all of a sudden you're like, hey, what's going on? Yeah, they're doing off-season workout in February because February only has like 9 days,
Yeah.
I think.
And then the first game starts.
And then you go like, what are they doing? Well, spring ball's starting, and then it's just like, oh, then we got OTAs, and it's like it never stops.
Never stops. That's why Kirchhoff and I were watching film last night on the Hutchinson Mountaineers.
Well, let's do this.
Want to watch the young men?
It was good football. It was entertaining. Those guys were playing.
Textual Healing Time is brought to us by episode800.com. It's a little late now. We can't guarantee a Christmas delivery. We'll try to do our very best. Some word out there that the three of us, or maybe Homeless Dave, if you're a local delivery, we might just stop by at your house or your business.
Is that true?
Yes. Bring
Where's
the
I mean, we've
Homeless.
done that before, but are we doing that?
Homeless is coming home today.
He was texting me. Like, he was texting me
He was
all
in New
kind of
York.
stuff
He was
last night.
he was in New York. He's coming back. He'll be here today. He'll be ready to go. Textual Healing, episode800.com. All of
By
our
the way,
Christmas
I'm
stuff.
sorry. Did you deliver your stuff to the postal office, Star City? You handled that?
I
forgot.
did.
We got lucky because I totally forgot. I'm the one that forgot to remind him to do his job, but you handled it.
Tony
I did. I
handled it.
went in there. I looked it up. They opened up at 8 a.m.
Yeah.
I was there at about 8:10, so I wanted to avoid any lines.
Yeah, very good.
Homeless had given it to me in two big, huge garbage bags full of boxes.
Yeah.
Walked in. Obviously, we've got a P1 listener there.
Yeah.
He said, popcorn boxes? I go, yep. He goes, they're all stamped. I go, yep. He goes, just give them to me. He goes, we'll scan them later. We're out.
Nice.
Awesome.
Well done.
Star City Post Office.
Oh, they're
on it.
elite. I mean, if you had to rank, they're 5-star. They're blue chip.
So they're
Would
killing
recommend.
it. The Gomart at Postal Plaza. Big day for the USPS.
Absolutely.
Big day.
Yeah.
Excellent. Okay, good.
Well done.
Textual Healing. I cruised down from Myrtle Beach to Charleston, South Carolina, and I got to see this guy on Sunday night. Also got to see his dad, whom I had not seen in almost 50 years back in school. Great new music coming soon. There he is, Charles Godwin, performing in Charleston, South Carolina back on Sunday. Chuck now just bringing a chair and a couple of guitars.
I love it.
He'll just kind
Is
of
he back home yet?
And Dad
Is he
John
just-
was on the, right?
Yeah.
John? Mr.
John was
Goodwin?
there. And, he's back home now because he sent out something basically on Instagram. Last night I saw it that just said, hey, tour's done for the year. Have a great year. So he's packing it
So
in.
he was in Charleston, South Carolina, too, then, Charles was.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, he didn't go to Larry's Fish World, though.
He did not. No,
When can
not
we
Larry's
get him in
Fish Roll.
here to tell the Bob Dylan stories?
They're not really good. He'll tell them, but they're not great
No.
stories.
I think they're wonderful stories.
Yeah, we'll get him in.
All right.
He's available.
You'll meet him.
Alex, who signs in from Marietta, OHYA. That's Ohio. Three guys, what are the chances the game against Ohio State and Cleveland can become a yearly game? I've went to these games. We've played them there, and the atmosphere is a blast. Feels like an NCAA tourney. Thanks for everything you guys do.
Yeah, we talked about that after the game. I don't know about becoming a yearly event there, but I think that's great. I mean, that's a great neutral site game for Mountaineer fans.
Yep.
That's fun to play that particular school in Cleveland. I've enjoyed each time we've been there outside, obviously, of the result the last couple.
Yeah.
Good spot.
The last time, not this most recent, but the previous was between Christmas and New Year's.
Mm-hmm.
Better opportunity to draw a bigger crowd. You had the weather and you had a light crowd to begin with there the other night. They only listed 6,000 as the attendance.
Really?
Yeah. This is from our buddy Julie. Oh my. Garrett Ford, such a giant, hero, supernatural, a hero to me. As an undergrad girl back in the 70s, Garrett was so welcoming and thoughtful and kind to us. She was a cheerleader. Garrett exemplified integrity. It used to be that academics were secondary, maybe still are, or a misstep, or a challenge nobody wanted to acknowledge. But Garrett cared, truly cared, only wished success for all of us. He did the drudgery shift, holding athletes accountable for performance academically, and always encouraging and cheerleading everyone to do their best. What a wonderful human being. He made a difference to me personally. From Miss Julie.
He was also, back in the day, a loyal Talkline listener when I used to host a
Oh, did he?
periodic show, yeah.
You did a show?
I did. But I would run into him, and he'd always bring something up, and we'd launch into some big discussion. It was always fun hooking up with Garrett.
Texter, I've watched every basketball game so far, and I noticed at home games there are always fans sitting on the team bench. What's up with that? Anthony from Follinsby. Well, no more scholarship limitations. They're just putting another 18, 19. No. So the Big 12 approved 2 years ago the ability for schools to put what they call, I don't know if they call them this, but VIP seats right near team benches. Just basically the same thing that the NBA does. And so West Virginia didn't do it last year. They are doing it this year, and there are 4 seats that are near but aren't on the bench. There's a separation period, right? It's a different. It's not contiguous. It's continuous. There's a little
Correct,
break.
and they're set back back a little bit. But Anthony's right for the most part. It's down right where the team bench area is.
Again, we oftentimes talk about revenue streams. I've got to get a revenue stream, so that's a revenue stream that you can sell those seats, and I think more are coming.
One of the things Ren has talked about is creating additional premium opportunities.
Mm-hmm.
Right. That would be one of them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Texter, dear three guys, another P1 listener sent you a picture of his 1970 WVU beanie last week, which reminded me of the WVU beanie collection in our Mountaineer room. Father-in-law, Bob Wilson, a 41 freshman, 1941, same class as Don Knotts. And the above picture shows his West Virginia beanie.
My goodness.
My wife Sandy's 1969 beanie accompanies this note. Written on Bob's beanie in addition to his name is Beat Pitt, Sink Navy, and Ram Fordham. Note the retro version of Defeat Pittsburgh. Go Mountaineers, John S. Marshall, BMAC, St. Clairsville, Ohio.
Got to get the young men from Pittsburgh.
Got to defeat them.
Defeat them.
Let's go now. Let's ram Fordham. Let's ram them. Let's ram them.
Let's give Fordham what for.
We'll show them they should have never come here. By golly.
Always good to hear from John S. Marshall, by the way.
Absolutely. Tremendous. 3 guys before the game is brought to us by Jan Dills, attorneys at law. They simply won't take no for an answer. If you or someone that you know needs help when it comes to military benefits and disability claims, by all means, they are the folks to go to. Why? Because that's what they do every single day. And they do it in all 50 of our states. They've got clients throughout the country. They won't take no for an answer. So military benefits, Social Security claims, contact Jan Dills, attorneys at law, and it does not cost you a single penny to begin that process. They encourage you to do it right from the beginning before you try to get going on yourselves with them, because they know how to work it, so to speak.
Yeah.
They know how to do it. Jan Dills, attorneys at law. Texter, Merry Christmas to you and all your families. I just listened to the podcast, and I also agree that this basketball team is close and will get better, as will others. My biggest concern is that we're 1/3 of the way through the season and still trying to figure things out. Probably not a stunner when you consider that you've got every player new on the team, so you're starting there. And then you had, right, a couple of guys that weren't with you from the beginning, so not a stunner, to be quite honest with you. Question is how long it will take to get gelled. That's the question. Texter, this was really interesting. I did not know this. Talk about always a West Virginia connection. The Steelers beat the Dolphins Monday to extend their home Monday Night Football winning streak to 23 games. This is your reminder. The last quarterback to beat Pittsburgh on Monday Night Football in Pittsburgh was Jeff Hostetler.
Is that true?
Did not know that.
Maybe not true.
I'll have to check that.
October of 1991.
Check that.
October 14, 91.
That's remarkable if that's a true statement. My gosh.
Yeah, it was pretty wild.
You know, when I like watching the Steelers. I mean, that's a regional following for us. But you know what I do? I just watch Zach Frazier.
Zach Frazier?
I don't watch where the ball's going. I just watch Zach Frazier. Just
He's
mowing people down.
He's pretty good, huh?
Oh, it's
pretty good.
Yeah, he's pretty good.
Yeah, super happy for him. Super happy for him.
Steelers versus, let me see, Giants.
Yeah, that could be it. Hoppy, why don't you just do this?
Okay.
The search is this. Who was the last team to beat Pittsburgh at home in Monday Night Football? That's the search.
Well, I do see the Giants won 23-20.
Kirchhoff's on this now. He's on it. This is going to spark a whole new interest for him. He's going to jump off that. He's going to jump off that James Naismith bandwagon in a second.
Hostetler was 14 of 25 for 116 yards and
probably
one
a lot
touchdown.
of drops. Probably a lot of drops there too. If he was 14 of 25, probably a lot of drops.
Weren't helping him.
No. Mark Bavaro probably just dropping that thing all
hey,
over
here's
the
some
place.
names for you. Here were the quarterbacks for Pittsburgh in that game: Neil O'Donnell and Bubby Brister.
Yeah, that could be
Two
a loss. That could be a loss. I could see how that could happen. Yeah. I'll see Haas this weekend. I'll
Ask him if he knows that bit of trivia.
I'll ask him that. All right. We're good.
He's pretty good.
So what are we doing next week?
I don't know. Game's Monday, right?
Game's Monday. Probably come back
we'll
in
go
there
Tuesday.
Tuesday.
All right.
And we'll have to look at a second one next week. Week gets weird after that.
No, we're just doing one next week. It's Christmas. Tuesday. That's it.
That's it?
One next week.
We'll come back.
What we're going to do, coming Christmas Eve, Christmas Day? I don't think so. These people got to be with their families.
I got to do something special for Christmas.
Wives do not want their husbands listening to three guys over Christmas.
You made me traveling and say, okay,
Yeah.
I've heard White Christmas for the umpteenth time.
Well, guess what?
Let's
Listen to Tuesdays twice.
We're doing much better in the female category. Numbers are rising in that
yeah,
demographic.
a lot less.
What are we up to, 5 now?
A lot less people think the females. A lot less idiots.
Yeah.
right. A lot of them don't think
that's
we're
on the
idiots.
decline.
Yeah. Hey, super special thank you to our producer Zach.
Zach came in today.
Good job, Zach.
Zach popped in. I mean, he jumped back in the thing. It's like riding a bicycle. I mean, he just jumped right in.
He
So
jumped right. In fact, you look at him, he jumped right out of bed.
he's
and
terrific.
jumped right in here.
Well, whatever.
Whatever.
He's
it
here.
takes.
I mean,
Care what he had to do.
I mean, I don't know why you got to attack Zach,
Yeah. I mean, Zach's here, not his job.
right?
Came off the bench.
Well,
Gotta have a quality bench.
We lose guys at this time of year.
Yeah.
They decide not to participate.
They opted out.
Opted out. You got to get other guys.
Zach came in like Chance Moore, just popped right in and took it straight
Or
to
Jackson
the rim.
Fields. There you guys. He's now eligible. Zach's in. He's playing.
Yeah.
Everything seemed to go well.
All right. Very good.
Fifth-year senior getting his chance.
Back
Played-
on
played a lot of
Tuesday.
games.
Back on Tuesday, we'll do
Run
some.
the TriCaster a lot.
We'll do some stuff. Three guys brought to us by GoMart. Get the GoMart
New
rewards
system that he
card.
adapted.
You have 1 day left to get spinning that thing. Wait a second. Why?
What?
Why are you
What?
confused?
Uh-oh.
Oh, I see why I got all screwed up.
Why?
Today's the 17th.
Yeah.
That's what it says on the wide orbit. What's that say on the top of that monitor?
It's the 18th. You're looking at it. So it's behind. It hasn't updated for today. You haven't
Okay,
moved it
so you have
ahead.
2 days left. It's 19th. Go get Marty's Merry Spin. Marty might be there. By Lou Wendell Marine Sales in St. Albans. They sell family fun. Visit LouWendellMarineSales.com. Take advantage of year-end deals. By Tudor's Biscuit World. Start your day the homemade way. Have an event catered by Tudor's. Takes all the stress away from you. By Comax Business System. Keeping West Virginia's business data safe, secure, and efficient for 25 years. By Jan Dill's Attorneys at Law. They won't take no for an answer. And by Conley's CPA Group, providing value beyond numbers.
Doesn't matter if you screw up the date on this thing. It's live. Everybody knows what the date
That's
is when
true,
you're doing it.
too. Episode 684 is in the book. Stay well. Thanks for being with us. We'll see y'all.